How can a 13-year-old boy with leprosy lead a kingdom in the midst of war? This is the fascinating tale of Baldwin IV, destined to be known as the Leper King. Born in the year of 1161, Baldwin was the offspring of Amalric IV of Jerusalem and Agnes of Courtenay. He was diagnosed with leprosy at a tender age, a chronic disease that would shape his life and reign in profound ways. In the medieval era, leprosy was a feared and poorly understood condition, often associated with social stigma and isolation. However, Baldwin's disease did not deter him from his royal duties. At the early age of 13 or 14, he was crowned as the King of Jerusalem, a realm fraught with internal and external conflicts during the Crusader period. Imagine the skepticism that surrounded Baldwin's ascension to the throne. A young boy, afflicted with a debilitating disease, tasked to lead a kingdom in the turbulent times of the Crusades. His reign was to be a delicate dance between managing his personal health and the political health of his kingdom. Baldwin faced opposition from within his kingdom, power struggles, and the constant threat of Muslim forces in the Holy Land. His mother, Agnes of Courtenay, acted as regent during much of his reign, providing the guidance and support he needed during these challenging times. Despite these obstacles, Baldwin IV did not falter. He was a king who displayed bravery, determination, and resilience, proving that his disease did not define him. His most famous military victory came at the Battle of Montgisard in 1177, a testament to his strategic prowess and leadership skills. And yet, against all odds, Baldwin IV proved his mettle as a formidable king. A king who, despite his debilitating illness, led his kingdom through one of its most challenging periods. His reign, though short-lived, left an indelible mark on the history of the Crusader kingdom of Jerusalem. Stay tuned as we delve deeper into the struggles and victories of the Leper King Baldwin IV. But his rule was anything but smooth sailing. From the moment Baldwin IV was crowned, he was confronted with a tumultuous sea of both internal and external challenges. Picture a boy of barely 14 thrust into a world of political intrigue and power struggles, all while grappling with the debilitating effects of leprosy. Within his own kingdom, Baldwin IV had to navigate the treacherous waters of nobility, constantly at odds with each other. Each noble house was like a wave, eager to crash over him and take the throne for themselves. His own mother, Agnes of Courtenay, acted as regent during much of his reign, guiding him through these stormy seas. Yet, the internal turbulence was not the only storm Baldwin IV had to weather. He also had to face the formidable threat from the east, the Muslim forces led by the legendary Salah ad-Din, known in the West as Saladin. Saladin was a relentless storm, ceaselessly battering the coast of the Crusader kingdom. His ultimate goal, to reclaim Jerusalem, the jewel of the Holy Land. Caught between these internal and external threats, Baldwin IV's reign was a constant struggle. He had to hold together a fractious kingdom while also defending it against one of the greatest military leaders of the time. This was no easy task, especially for a young king suffering from a chronic and debilitating disease. Yet Baldwin IV was not one to be easily defeated. Despite the internal power struggles, despite the relentless assaults of Saladin, he managed to keep his kingdom together. His reign may have been marked by struggle, but it was also marked by resilience, by a refusal to give up in the face of overwhelming odds. Despite these challenges, Baldwin IV managed to secure a significant victory. His reign was not defined by his illness or the conflicts that surrounded him, but by his unwavering determination to protect his kingdom. A determination that would lead to one of the most famous military victories in the history of the Crusader kingdom of Jerusalem. In 1177, Baldwin IV and his forces faced off against Saladin's army in what would become known as the Battle of Montgisard. This was not just a battle, but a turning point that would forever etch Baldwin IV's name in the annals of history. Picture this, a young king, not yet out of his teens, stricken by a disease that was slowly eating away at his strength. Yet there he was, leading an army against a formidable foe. Saladin, the Sultan of Egypt and Syria, had set his sights on Jerusalem. This was a clash between two powers, a struggle for control over the Holy Land. Baldwin IV's forces were heavily outnumbered. Saladin's army boasted some 26,000 soldiers, while the Crusaders could barely muster a force of 500 knights and a few thousand foot soldiers. The odds were stacked against them, but Baldwin IV was not one to back down. The battle raged on, with neither side willing to give in. Despite the overwhelming odds, Baldwin IV and his forces fought with a tenacity that was nothing short of remarkable. They held their ground, pushing back against Saladin's forces, inch by inch, foot by foot. And then, against all odds, the tide of the battle began to turn. Saladin's forces were thrown into disarray, their ranks broken. The Crusaders seized the opportunity, launching a devastating counterattack. When the dust settled, it was Baldwin IV and his forces who emerged victorious. This victory was more than just a military triumph. It was a testament to Baldwin IV's leadership and his indomitable spirit. Against all odds, he had led his forces to victory, proving that he was more than capable of ruling despite his young age and debilitating health condition. The Battle of Montgisard bolstered Baldwin IV's reputation, earning him respect and admiration. But it also took a toll on him. His health was deteriorating, and the strain of the battle only hastened his decline. In the midst of his victory, the seeds of his impending end were sown. But Baldwin IV's health was deteriorating, and his reign was nearing its end. As Baldwin IV's health declined, so did his ability to rule. The leprosy, a relentless adversary, gnawed at the fibers of his strength, leaving him physically incapacitated. Yet it was not just his body that bore the brunt of this affliction, but his reign too. As his condition worsened, the kingdom of Jerusalem found itself on the precipice of uncertainty. In these trying times, his mother, Agnes of Courtenay, stepped into the role of regent. She shouldered the burden of the crown, standing steadfast as the kingdom's guiding force. Yet, despite her efforts, the shadows of uncertainty refused to retreat. The kingdom needed a successor, a beacon of hope to carry on Baldwin IV's legacy. Baldwin IV, though ailing, was no stranger to the demands of his kingdom. He understood the importance of a stable succession, and so the mantle passed to his sister's son, Baldwin V, a young boy of 5. A child, yes, but now a king in waiting. Yet the reign of Baldwin V was short-lived, his life extinguished at the tender age of 9. The kingdom grieved, for it had lost not one but 2 of its kings. In the aftermath, yet another Baldwin rose to the throne, the son of Baldwin IV's sister Sibylla, named after his predecessors. Baldwin IV, the Leper King of Jerusalem, breathed his last in 1185. He was only 24, his life cut short by the ravages of his illness. But in his brief time, he had shown a resilience that belied his years and a determination that defied his disease. His reign may have ended, but his legacy lived on, echoed in the halls of his kingdom, and whispered in the annals of history. He had ruled in the face of adversity, led in the shadow of death, and fought when all odds were stacked against him. His life, a testament to the indomitable spirit of a king who, despite his affliction, refused to bow down. In 1185, Baldwin IV passed away, leaving behind a legacy of resilience and determination. Despite his short reign and his struggle with leprosy, Baldwin IV left an indelible mark on the kingdom of Jerusalem. His life and rule were a testament to the enduring spirit of a young king who, against all odds, took the mantle of leadership at an age when most are yet to discover their path. Baldwin IV's reign is a significant chapter in the annals of the Crusader kingdom of Jerusalem. He ascended to the throne at the tender age of 13 or 14, a time when most boys are grappling with the throes of adolescence. Instead, Baldwin IV was grappling with the throes of a kingdom in turmoil and a body in decline due to the ravages of leprosy. Yet he didn't allow his debilitating condition to deter him from his duties as king. He faced both internal opposition and power struggles within his own kingdom, as well as external threats from Muslim leaders like Salah ad-Din, who sought to reclaim Jerusalem. Despite these challenges, he led his forces to a famous military victory at the Battle of Montgisard in 1177, successfully repelling Saladin's army. His mother, Agnes of Courtenay, acted as his regent during much of his reign, providing support and guidance. Despite his deteriorating health, Baldwin IV continued to rule until his death in 1185, at the age of 24. His sister's son, Baldwin V, briefly succeeded him but died young, leading to the ascension of Baldwin V's cousin, also named Baldwin. Throughout his life and reign, Baldwin IV exemplified bravery and determination, defying the limitations of his disease to rule over a kingdom in a time of great conflict and uncertainty. His legacy lives on in the historical accounts, novels, and popular culture adaptations that recount his remarkable story. Baldwin IV, the Leper King, remains a symbol of resilience and determination, a testament to the human spirit's ability to persevere in the face of adversity.